My name is Kendra Walter, and I'm an environmental engineer. I work on water projects in my career, and I've been involved with water projects through EWB, both at the university level and with the professional chapter. So in my experience, a lot of the skills that are required to make a successful project in a developed context translate really well to the work that's done in a developing context. So a lot of the skills that I use in my day job, whether those be technical skills, project management skills, interpersonal skills, are really the same kind of things that are required with EWB type projects. One difference with EWB type projects is that you might not have the same kind of regulatory oversight that you're working under, especially with water projects. So with EWB, that's kind of where the EWB project process comes in, and it has a really great system to make sure that we're holding ourselves to the same standards and using some of the same industry best practices in the work that we do in developing contexts. Another aspect that I have found different when working in developing and underserved contexts is that some of the smaller things that we may take for granted when working in a developed context are more difficult. Small things like finding materials, finding contractors to work with, simply communication between different parties can be a lot more time-consuming and can require a lot more patience and flexibility. On EWB projects, it's really typical for project teams to change throughout the course of the project, particularly when you're talking about student projects. It's just kind of the nature of university students only being there for a certain amount of time. And so I think it's important to plan for that throughout the project stages, as much as possible, trying to think about what needs the project has as far as technical persons, non-technical persons, project management persons. I think it's important to plan from the beginning of the project to the extent possible about what kind of needs you have for different persons to be involved with the projects, and if you can, knowing how long they're going to be involved for and trying to come up with succession plans when new people are going to be brought on board. It is really important, to the extent feasible, to have some kind of continuity so that you're showing a continuing face, especially towards the community. Successful water projects require people to be involved that have a variety of different skill sets. Not only are technical skill sets important, but project management skill sets can be very important as well. It's important to consider what persons you have on the team throughout the project process, and as needs arise, to continue to evaluate what skill sets you need to make the project successful. In my experience, when building community capacity, the first step is to build relationships with community members. This is really important so that you can have a good sense of what capacity the community currently has and to see where your starting point is as you're moving forward. It's important to think about both leadership capacity within the community as well as technical capacity, and to try to build relationships with as many people as possible to get a sense of where that stands. Another way that you can look at building community capacity, particularly when working on international projects in developing contexts, is if your project serves a school, is to work with local schools. This is something that I've done in the past on projects, is to go into classroom settings and use it as an opportunity to teach kids about the importance of clean water, and also to promote your project in terms of building a greater understanding in the general community of what your project is and the importance it has to the community. One way that I have worked to build community capacity on projects in the past is by working with a local school. This can be particularly important when you're working with water projects. This is a great opportunity to share with the community the importance of clean water, and working with local schools and potentially going into classrooms and working with kids there as well as teachers to promote understanding both of the importance of clean water and of the importance of your project and how it relates to the general community. On one project I was involved with, that we were building a well for a school located on the school's property. We worked extensively with the teachers and the principals and members of that faculty in designing the project as best fits the needs of the school and of the community, but also we're able to work directly with the students going into the classrooms and teaching them about the importance of clean water and how to use and maintain our project.